Don't do that!
Okay, VitaminOTAKU here along with
No Fear Kira.
And we're here to do an argument pretty much, and it's going to be Yuri versus Yaoi. Now, this is an argument based on which genre we think has better shows. So this isn't an argument over which one you think is gross or not. Okay, just getting the rules out of the way. This is an argument over better shows, not an argument over which one you think is gross based on your own sexual preference. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Alright, just so the rules are understood. Alright, so we're basically just going to be talking about a few shows here, or mangas, that we enjoyed of these genres. I will be representing Yuri, and
I would be referencing yaoi.
okay, so that's Vita for Yuri, Kira for Yaoi. Now, this does include Shonen Ai and Shoujo Ai. We will be using some shows of those for our references, but we aren't going to be generally referring to them that much. So that's just to get the rules out of the way and the opening. Alright, I'm going to start my argument basically with the show that I think is the most Yuri show that I've ever seen, and that would be Strawberry Panic. For those of you who haven't seen the show, it takes place at an all-girl Catholic school. I don't know why they say it's a Catholic school. I didn't really realize Catholics were all lesbians, but apparently that's what it is. Alright, so it takes place as an all-girl school, so every girl there is pretty much a lesbian. I don't know if I've even seen a single guy in the show, but that's just how they wanted it, I guess. They decided to omit guys from their universe.
There's absolutely no guys in the show?
Yeah, zero. I don't think they even have them as background characters in the show.
There's no, like, over voices, not even just like, a voice of it, no pictures?
Not that I could tell. I'm pretty sure it's all girls in the entire show. I mean, they don't just come straight out and say, like, every girl in the show is a lesbian, but it's pretty much implied because I don't see any guys, and every girl there seems to be involved with another girl.
Okay.
And I don't know, like, the plot to the show is really stupid when you think about it, because it's all about some chick, or the main girl, Nagasai, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but she comes to the school as a transfer student and ends up being looked at as, like, by their head girl at the school. I don't know how they elect their head person. As, like, someone that she wants to be with. And then it goes into, like, this really weird-ass story where it turns out that, like, the head girl that was there before her actually had another girl that looked like her that she liked, but she died. I know, it's like, later on in the series, they go into, like, all explaining this, and it becomes, like, the saddest story you've ever seen. It's just, like, they started off with, like, this really sick girl, and then she, like, joins up with this other girl, the head girl. I think they call her the Otoli or something, is what they call the head girl at the school. So she joins up with her and shit, and then they start, like, doing it or whatever, or going out, whichever you want to call it. They do show them doing it at one point. So I can't say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say that.
It does that, and then all of a sudden she just dies. Like a sad
Straight up
dies from, like, being sick and frail. Like, really weak and frail, and then just dies. If I'm spoiling this for anyone, sorry, but that's what happens. And that's, like, the main story that's going on, like, those two characters that are there right now and shit, and all that, but they also have, like, other side characters that are trying to, like, do stuff, and everyone seems to be revolved around electing some girl to be the head girl of the school. And some other person is, like, upset because they don't want another girl to be the head girl, but the other girl doesn't even want to run at all. So she decides that the way to get her to not make sure she doesn't run is to get her to leave some other girl that she's with, and she figures the best way to do that is to rape the other girl. I don't know why they decide.
Back to the thing where raping solves every problem in anime.
It seems to. I mean, I guess it started to work, but she like attempts to rape her the first time, uses this one trick to get her to follow her, and stuff's like, yeah, I got something to talk to you about, and then just attempts to rape her, and then does the exact same thing like 3 episodes later. And at first I was like, all right, I get the first time getting fooled, but how do you get fooled twice? I mean, the person has already tried to rape you once. How do you fall for that shit twice? And then she falls for it again a third time. They don't even like show how it happens. They just go straight to her like being molested. And I'm like, all right, now it's your fault. You probably should just not go outside anymore if you're attracting this many people trying to rape you. I never thought I'd blame the victim in a rape scenario, but I think I would blame her. But other than that, I'd say it's an alright show, and it deserves some amount of recognition for this little argument. So, my first plead or case, I guess, would be Strawberry Panic.
The one that I'm starting out with is for yaoi, and it's going to be Juno Romantica. This one is basically the kid is starting in a university, or starting off with studying in a university. His name's Mizaki, and he is wants to go into T University, where his brother couldn't go into it because both their parents died in a car accident. And he goes to live with his brother's best friend, Usami. And through the way through, Usami starts attacking him and kind of rapes him in the beginning.
Again, it goes to the rape right away and like all of these things. I don't know what it is about like Japanese people and romantic stories that they feel they have to include rape. But does it work? Does it like help out?
Actually, in this story, it kind of does help out with it. He doesn't full blown rape him. He more of just
Some, like,
yes, he
gropes him or something.
yeah Usami usually just gropes him for a while. They don't really get into it until like in the manga they don't.
You just like walk up and grab him like, is that a flashlight in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Want a hot oil massage?
Okay, no, they don't do that. But for Mizaki, he understands that Usami. He figures this out right away, where his brother had absolutely no clue that Usami liked him.
His brother had no idea that Usami was gay.
No, he didn't know that Usami liked Misaki's brother. They didn't know that he liked him.
So he knew that he was gay.
No, he did. They didn't know he was gay.
He really good at hiding it? Did he like come off gay, or did he just like meet like his brother and like, oh, I'm definitely gay for that guy? Did he like start off where he was like, I'll bang any chick up in this place, and then like he sees him and was like, I've got to have that dick in my mouth?
No, he doesn't do that. No. They become friends. They're friends when they're little through high school and everything. And Usami finds out later that he liked the brother. I can't quite remember what the brother's name was, but they actually started liking each other. He goes and actually throws himself onto him, but the brother is just really stupid and doesn't notice that he's flirting with him. And this is where Mizaki...
Right, so was like the person that he threw himself on, was that the person that this whole story is about, like the romantic relationship between those two, or is this one through a different?
No, this one is...
So this was his older brother and
yeah.
The dude, and now the one story...
The younger brother is the one he's dating now.
What kind of guy throws himself at two brothers? Like, did he just like throw himself at one and goes like, if he's not going to take me, I'm going to go for your younger brother?
No, that's where it starts off, where so it goes into that Mizaki finds out that Usami liked his older brother, and feels sorry for him, but also, well, he doesn't really feel sorry for him. He understands that his brother's an idiot and that he couldn't notice any of this stuff. And he starts actually liking him later on in the episodes because the way Usami acts all the time. And not really that... Actually, it's pretty good for when you get halfway through, even for split stories, because it has two other stories in it.
Does like the entire story like stay at one of those levels where it's like just teasing a romantic thing, or does it get like at the end like really hardcore? I'm talking full on pants off, sausage in.
Yes, it does. In the manga, yes, it does that, but in the anime, they usually don't show stuff like that in the anime.
Does it have really lame like lines where it's like, "Come over here and tame me, stallion"?
No, but one of the worst lines in there is probably saying something like warm your heat, warm me up with your heat or something.
Here in, the synopsis of the show where it says Usami licks every inch of Masaki's hot body.
That would be one of the worst lines ever in yaoi that they use a lot in a lot of different yaois. They use this line every time.
That same line?
Well, they usually change the words around a little bit.
Names, obviously.
Yes, they change the names, but it is where they use that pretty much that same line, or like warm me up with your heat, or the body of something like that.
That's why I'd prefer Yuri over yaoi, because they don't usually get into stuff too much like that. There's never like, juggle my tits around.